Hey there. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. I'm Karen Yankovich. I am trying something a little bit new today. I have a pretty busy day today, so I thought I would try coming on early today. I'm always testing this stuff to see what works so that I can share it with you. And this is one of those things. So, good morning. Happy Monday morning. I hope you had a great weekend. If you celebrated Mother's Day, you know, celebrating all of the strong women in the world that are mothers, had mothers, act as mothers, right? Dog mothers, cat mothers, whatever, right? Celebrating, 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 celebrating. I come from, I am just really blessed. I got to know most of for 20, 30, 40 years, my grandmothers and one of my great grandmothers. And, my mom's still with us. And now I have kids and grandkids and granddaughters. And just, I am very blessed to have all of that. So I am grateful for that. And that leads me to what I wanted to talk a little bit about today. This week on Good Girls Get Rich on our podcast, we talk about something that might be a little like, I want you to shift your mindset or maybe open your mind a little bit to this. And that is, what if LinkedIn is a part of your spiritual journey, right? You might be thinking like, Karen, you've cracked. Right? Like, I know you love LinkedIn, but you've cracked, right? Is LinkedIn really a part of my spiritual journey? And I'm here to tell you that it is. And that's really what we're talking about this week on the podcast. And I wanted to come live and talk about it this week for you all. Let me actually just share the link to it. If you want to check it out today. So the title of the podcast this week is What If LinkedIn Was a Part of Your Spiritual Journey? And if you're watching live, I love your comments. If you're watching the replay, I still love your comments. I just will be able to reply to them later. And I'd love to know what you think. Like when I say that, do you immediately go, what? Or do you go, maybe, right? And so let me tell you why I say that. I have my 12-week She's Linked Up Accelerator program. And in that 12-week program, we talk about, we do a lot with the women in our program. And, recently on my team, every week we have a team call and all of, our coaches talk to our students and I talk to our students and our profile writers talk to our students, right? And we were just talking a little bit because they're just, like win after win after win. And, what we're always talking about, what we're always celebrating, we love the monetary wins, right? We love the monetary wins. We love when our students land those big fat contracts. But our students are typically already having some success in their business. What they're struggling with is stepping into their own greatness, right? So I can tell you story after story after story about our students that their wins, they're monetary and they're quitting their job and, making 3 times as much as an entrepreneur, or they're getting promotions at their jobs. And, these are all like in the last couple of weeks, right? So they're having a lot of monetary success, but the overarching successes that our students are seeing aren't emotional as much as they are spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I mean in your heart, right? Your spirit, your soul, right? In their soul, they're starting to step into the greatness that is there for them. They're starting to show up in ways that they kind of needed a little bit of maybe push, like a little hand holding, or maybe a little, Karen foot on the butt to kind of just say those kinds of things. Like I remember the first episode of my podcast. I remember how scared I was to push publish because I was like being a little vulnerable, like saying like, who am I to have a podcast? Who am I to say these things, right? All that stuff came up. But when you conquer that, when you have a group of people around you that really support that, and when you really step into shining a light on who you really are, everything changes for you. Everything changes for you. People start to see you differently. And I don't know if maybe you can relate to this because I surely can. Have you ever been in a job or, in a career or even, whatever, in a chamber of commerce? I spoke to somebody recently. If you're listening, your privacy is protected. But I broke my heart a little bit because she was, very accomplished in her life. And I said, we're going to shine a light. We're going to help you really show up in a big way, because that's when things change. I said, even going back to this group where I met her from, and she's like, yeah, they don't see me like that. they don't see me like that at all. They see me, very differently. They don't see me as a strong, confident, successful woman. So can you relate to that? Like, people have always seen you how you've always been, right? So when you start stepping into this new place, when you start stepping into, this place of confidence in showing up, because I know that there are things you do great, that you do better than most people, maybe better than anybody. And when you start owning that, it's not bragging about that, it's owning it. When you start owning it, it's a little bit of a spiritual part of your spiritual journey, right? And LinkedIn is where we own that. It's where we shine a light on our accomplishments. And one of the, we in our She's Linked Up Accelerator program, one of the first things we do is we write your LinkedIn profile for you, because I know how hard it is to do that for yourself, right? And we took that off the table. We don't even allow you to do that anymore, because I know it's hard to shine a light on your greatness, and we can see you sometimes in a way that you can't see. You've never really seen yourself. So we do that, and often the women in our program need to wait a little bit before they can publish it, right? Before they can upload it, because they're like, I need to sit with this first. Like, can I really say this stuff about me? Or like, you did all this stuff, right? You did all this stuff. We have Carrie Petzinger. I should tag her in this. She's our mindset coach in our program. And Carrie, the reason we have a mindset coach in our program is for this very reason, because once you conquer that piece, or even once you take a bite out of that piece, I don't mean conquer it like kill it, knock it down, and you're never going back there again. It's a journey, right? It is a journey. There's always another level, right? So that's why we have Carrie as our mindset coach in our program, because you're not alone if that's how you feel. So once you come to the realization of what you do better than anyone else, you need to start talking about it on LinkedIn. You must do that if you want things to change for yourself, if you want to be a part of the change. Here in the U.S., we women have come far. Like in the last year, right? We have a woman vice president. We have just a lot of strong women that are really starting to, women are starting to have their place in our society in a bigger way. Yet there's more women losing their jobs. I talked about this. I mean, I have a head full of statistics on this stuff that, I talk about this a lot. Like there was an article that came out recently that said during the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, it's going to take us 99 years for the gender wage gap to be even at the rate we were going, which right in and of itself is crazy, right? In 1 year, the pandemic has jumped that to 130 something years, right? In 1 year, an entire generation of women are now going to be making less money than men. So we have no choice. If we don't want to be part of the wrong side of that statistic, we have no choice but to shine a light on what we do, right? And that's why I really feel like LinkedIn is the place to do that, and that it is a part of your soul journey, your spiritual journey, to start owning this stuff. And once you do that, then you have to think about, okay, now that I can say, all right, I'm gonna shine a light on this, Karen. I'm ready to do it. Now I want you to think big about what are those opportunities you want to land. We have somebody in our program that just the other day was like, I got to tell you, she has somebody in mind, a celebrity in mind, that she thinks could really elevate her role. And she says, I want a seat at his table. And what we basically do then is, because she looks like she is a rock star, but we make sure she looks like a rock star. We then, help her find a path to them, right? Who do you know that they know, and blah, 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 right? She already has a path to this person. Like a year ago, she never would have even considered that, right? But when you start showing up like the person that has this amazing gift, you start realizing that you are worthy to be at the table of these people, right? So you need to think about, what is that? What is that? Like, oh my gosh, my dream opportunity. And then start setting the course to win that, to land that opportunity. And then, honestly, you got to remember that we're just owning this stuff, right? We're owning this stuff. You're not bragging about this stuff. You're owning this stuff. And when you can own it, everybody else starts to see you differently as well. Even those people, like the person I told you I spoke to the other day, or some of our clients that, our students in our accelerator program, even the people that didn't ever see you that way, will start to see you differently. We have one student whose, boss reached out to her and said, how, boss's boss, and how did I not know you worked here? Right? Like, so those are the kinds of things that happen when you start shining a light on your genius, right? So there's just so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. And then once you do that, once you start to do that work, and again, taking little bites out of this, start thinking like my other client who I mentioned that is, I want to sit at this person's table. Start thinking like you are worthy of that, and thinking about who those people are that you want to surround yourself with. You've heard the statistic, and I can bore you with, memes and quotes and things like that all day long, but you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Is future you really hanging out with the people you're hanging out now? And I'm not saying you want to leave people behind. I'm saying, are they the people that support you? Are they the people that lift you up? Are they the people that believe truly that you belong at that table, right? Or are they the people that have just always seen you like you've always been seen? Because here's the thing, I'm not saying dump everyone in your life, but I'm saying when you go on this spiritual journey, when you go on this soul journey of really shining a light on your genius on LinkedIn, you'll start to you want to start to place yourself in a position where you're starting to spend more time with the people that are lifting you up, more time with the people that can connect you to some really high level, cool, amazing people that can blow. Because here's what happens with all of this stuff. We haven't even mentioned this, but what happens with all of this stuff is you start to earn more money because you're getting promotions, you're getting raises, you're getting visibility, you're getting press that gives you credibility, that allows you to be building these higher ticket packages and these higher ticket things, right? So we're not even talking about that right now, but that is a beautiful side effect of all of this. You start to build wealth, not just for yourself, but for generations to come, right? Because you are starting a new legacy for your family, right? So do you see what I mean when I say this is a spiritual journey? So I really want you to comment on this video and let me know what you think about this. Let me know, like, we are always, always, always here to support you with this, right? My team and I, we love helping people really recognize their genius. And like I said, these calls, our Friday team calls, are like us just bragging about everyone, right? It's so, so cool. So if listen, if you want to know what it looks like, right, to get some support with all of this, book a call, KarenYankovich.com/call, get you on our calendar. We would be happy to talk to you about what it looks like to be a part of the She's Linked Up family. It's a nice deep dive call. It's not like we don't get on that call and just tell you at all. We really spend some time getting to know you, getting to know what your goals are, really determining if we think it's a fit, if we think we can help you. We do not invite people into our program as often as we do, right? So not everybody that gets on the call is a fit. Maybe there'll be a fit in a few months or a few whatever, right? We're here. We're not going anywhere. But if it is a fit, let's not waste one more day, right, in this place that we've always been, doing what we've always done, right? And start to take that next step in your soul journey, in your spiritual journey, and, start to change everything around you. Start to change all of the things around you, all of the things that are there for you. I am here for you. And remember, we go deep into this topic on my podcast this week at KarenYankovich.com/158. Yeah, 158. KarenYankovich.com/158 gets you to the podcast episode where I dive deep into this and give you a couple more resources on all of this stuff. Listen, this is how I want you to start your week. I want you to start your week feeling confident, stepping into the you of the future, taking the next step in your spiritual journey, your soul journey, and showing up on LinkedIn, right, the way you're meant to be seen. Have an incredible, incredible week, everyone. I'll be back. I'll be back. But I wanted to kick off this week talking a little bit about, this is one of my favorite episodes that I've recorded. And I was excited to come on here and tell you all about it. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you all again real soon.